I didn't know we sold 100,000 until my accountant told me. Because back then we didn't have that many products.
Right.
My accountant's like, "Hold it, hey, you realize you got one that you're selling like you've sold over $100,000 worth this year." And I was like, "There's no way."
You're like, I'm moving it. Yeah.
Like, no, you have. And I was like, holy shit. Welcome to another podcast, Kosmo Unfiltered. I'm your host, Kosmo.
And I'm your co-host.
And I'm your co-host, Wes.
I'm your co-host, Wes. I don't have a cool nickname.
I know, we got to get you a cool nickname.
It'll come to us.
Yeah. Hey, man, we want to thank everybody for tuning in, no matter where you're tuning in from, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Apple, what it was, Spotify.
Anyway.
This is going to be a great one. This is going to be a great one. This one is going to be about the wild story of my first product that sold $100,000. And you're not going to believe this. You are not going to believe this product.
Hit me with it. I probably used it.
No, I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. I got to tell you the story first.
Okay.
So.
It was 1997.
The year was 19. Me and a buddy was drinking some Jack Daniels in his garage. And he's like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" I was competing back then and competing regularly and just actually got done winning a competition in Kansas, or I think it was in Kansas. And he said, "Hey, man, what are you doing to get your chicken that juicy?" Because back then, this is before a lot of the injections and a lot of the tips and tricks. And it was just chicken, we have so many products now that can make a average cook seem like a professional, which, nothing wrong with that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. But he said, "Hey, what are you doing to make your chicken so juicy?" And I said, "Oh, it's just brine I make." He's like, "Man, you mind sharing the recipe with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, that ain't gonna happen." So we're sitting there drinking Jack, and he's like, "Have you ever thought about selling it?" And I was like, "Who would buy a brine?" He's like, "Well, I don't know. There's a couple people that sell brines." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, but I don't like theirs. I'm not like, if I'm going to cook a brine, shit, I'll just cook it myself. Like, I'll do it myself. I'm not going to buy yours and come home and cook it."
Right.
And he's like, "Well, how are you doing yours?" And I said, "Oh, I don't cook mine. I just mix mine up." He's like, "There's no way." I'm like, "Yeah, I just mix it up." There's a couple ingredients that people don't know about that are extremely water soluble. I almost said solvable. Water soluble. And I was able to get my hands on them. So I made my chicken brine that you could just dump and go. And actually, I would just bring a gallon of distilled water, dump it in there, shake it up, let it set for 5-10 minutes, shake it up again, pour it over my chicken. He's like, "Man, you got to sell that." I was like, "No one would buy this." He's like, "Man, I bet you if you come up with a cool name, I bet you people would buy it." And I'm like, "What? Chicken brine?" So, dude, I'm telling you right now, we were sitting in his garage drinking Jack and Cokes, and like
a bolt of lightning.
Yeah, like a bolt of lightning, we landed on chicken soak. And still to this day, that is one of the most popular products we sell. Simply because, well, one, it freaking works, and it works better than any chicken brine on the market. And I've proven that. I've proven that in thousands of competitions. Hell, there's other competitors that are out there proving it every single day.
It's good stuff.
Funny side note, I had a guy tell me one time, "Hey, man, you should try injecting with that too." And I said, "What? You inject with?" I said, "That's too salty." He goes, "Yeah, try it." Did. Boom, first place. And this guy was just drilling everybody all year.
Dang.
I mean, he's in another region than
He's probably like, I got an idea.
He was injecting chicken soak in there, and I was like, "Holy shit, man, this actually does work." But you can't go crazy, and you can't stick the needle all the way down to the bottom and pull up you got to let it settle and kind of use that. But the crazy story about I mean, there's a crazy, like how it came up, but one of the crazy things is I didn't know we sold 100,000 until my accountant told me. Because back then we didn't have that many products.
Right.
My accountant's like, "Hold it, hey, you realize you got one that you're selling like you've sold over $100,000 worth this year." And I was like, "There's no way."
You're like, I'm moving it. Yeah.
Like, no, you have. And I was like, holy shit. And the crazy thing is even then, and I still do now, I still acted broke. Well, I thought I was broke.
That's like your superpower.
That is my superpower. I can live on, I guarantee my wife probably hates that about me. I told her, I said, man, like, people waste money on dumb shit. To me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've thought about, I should buy a Ferrari. And I thought, like, that's $400,000 on a.
It's a lot.
That's crazy to me. But I did tell you I will tell you what I did purchase when I found out. I purchased a set of badass barbecue knives.
Which you probably still have.
I still have them to this day. Yeah.
You got to have them, though. Can't cook without them.
You got to have them. 100%. So that is the wild story about my first product that sold $100,000. And I had no clue till somebody told me about it. But once I found out, I went and bought some knives. That's how I roll.
Boom.
Boom. Well, hey, I want to thank everybody for watching, listening, no matter where you're at. If you like what we're doing here, share this with a friend. We would love it. And if you have a question, hit us up on social media at Kosmo Unfiltered. Go follow my TikTok because I need some followers over there, and it's like the baddest platform on the planet right now. Go figure. So, all right, I'll catch you in the next podcast. Peace.